the windmill again. That's 20.
Getting a high score at golf was easy. George was born to golf. At the end of the game, Steve totaled up the scores.
I had 35. That's my new record for the best score yet. Betsy's adds up to 58. And George, 257.
George, a high score isn't good.
You want to get the ball in the hole with the least number of tries.
In golf, the lowest score is best. I thought you knew.
George couldn't imagine how the lowest number could be the best. That meant if George didn't play at all, he'd score 0 and be the greatest golfer in history. Maybe monkeys weren't meant to play golf, or basketball, or to set records.
That was just like miniature golf. I think you'd have done better at miniature golf if you'd known the rules.
Sometimes girls and monkeys think exactly alike.
We could build our very own golf course right here. I know where to get some great stuff to build a golf course with.
Sure, you can play with that stuff. But don't ride the unicycle without a helmet.
Wow, great stuff. Let's get to work.
Betsy, Aunt Margaret says to be home for dinner in an hour. Holy cow!
We made our own mini golf course. You want to play?
Okay.
In our game, each hole uses a special club.
You'll never get it through there. You kept hitting the windmill yesterday.
A hole in one!
Great! If George can do that, I'm gonna break all my golf records on this easy course. George, thanks, but I really don't need help on this.
Are you keeping track of your score on this easy course, Steve?
Oh, yes. Okay, on the first hole, George got a 1. Lucky. Betsy got a 6, and I got a 6.
The club for this hole, please. Here we go. Whoa. Oh.
A hole in one!
My first ever. Looks like I'm going for the record, too.
Okay, here comes my hole in one. Ah! Uh-huh. Uh-huh. A hole in 2!
All right.
Been having lots of fun with your boat?
Oh, you want the scrap wood, do you? Take it. I'll even hitch the cart to Leslie to help haul it.
Now he had wood. What else would be good for stopping water? Getting wood to sit still and be a dam was harder than it looked. Water was still getting through. He had to stop the leaks. Then George realized a raincoat can block the water. At last, George had built a dam. George's dam was ruined. The beavers. They did this. Building a dam twice in one day was hard work. At last, nothing could stop George from boating now. George didn't mind rain. It meant his pond would be bigger tomorrow when he brought Bill to see it.
Okay, George, I'm coming. George, a dam calls for two important elements: proper construction and water.
Those beavers. Of course. They must be behind this.
This isn't good. The water's important to the beaver's home. There must be something wrong up the creek past your dam.
George saw the problem. That fallen tree was acting just like a dam.
We're going to need someone strong to move this. You're coming back, aren't you? Leslie, there's a proper way to... I'm explaining to a cow. Move! Yes!
George knew he could find things shaped like the robot's parts. was only one way to find out if this would work. It worked. Hundley thought George was a real robot. Being robotic for a whole hour was tiring. George was ready to get out of that thing. But he didn't want to ruin it for Hundley by letting him see the robot wasn't real. Since he couldn't reach the button, George decided to relax and wait till the elevator came.
Oh, no. I must have left the XF-17 at home. It's my favorite, too.
I can go get it while you finish setting up. What's it look like?
Well, it's 2 inches tall. It's red. Oh, and it has no legs.
George waited so long for the elevator that he fell asleep.
Oh, hi, Professor.
Hi, I just came to pick up a small red robot.
You mean the one in the lobby?
He said 2 inches tall, but I guess he meant, 2 feet.
Did you find my XF-17?
Yes, it's so cute. How old were you when you built that? 6?
I was 22. It's cute?
I left it by the elevator because it got heavy.
Heavy?
There was the elevator. Finally, George could go home.
Uh-oh, I left it right here.
Oh, no. Someone must have kicked it. Check the floor.
I don't think you could kick that thing across the room.
Oh, sure you could. It's only 2 inches tall.
You mean 2 feet?
I know the difference between inches and feet, Professor.
There's a runaway robot upstairs. It's small, red, and says XF-17 on the side. You got the controls?
What controls? It has no moving parts.
I'm so confused.
This sure didn't look like home. Who were all these strange people?
That's not it.
Is 2.
I know that handwriting anywhere. George, Professor Wiseman brought you to the museum because she thought you were my XF-17. Yeah, your outfit's so good you almost ended up on exhibit.
Hey, that's a great idea.
Huh?
We promised an XF-17 model. We never said it wouldn't be monkey-powered.
And that's how George became a museum exhibit for a day. George figured a smart monkey all by himself should be able to work this thing. Now, what did Juicy J say he put in that drink?
It's got 5 fruits and vegetables, plus a special secret ingredient.
5 fruits and vegetables. All of them seem to be red. Apples are red. And peppers. And strawberries. And watermelons. George didn't know what cabbage was, but it was the last red thing in the fridge. 5 red things. Now all George needed was a special ingredient. A red fish? Why not? Okay, so maybe raw fish is not a special juice ingredient. George decided he'd try again and make a fish-free juice. He started with one of everything. 1 apple, 1 strawberry, that wasn't it at all. He had the red ingredients. What could be the problem? George decided to experiment with different amounts of each ingredient. He used a big piece of paper to keep track. Too sweet. George added more peppers. It still wasn't right. And it certainly didn't pass the Hundley test. Maybe George needed more of these things. Close, but George thought more apples might help. George's juice was perfect. Well, almost. It still needed a special secret ingredient. Where could he find one of those?
Hello, Giorgio. See, can I interest you in today's special?
Special? That's exactly what he was looking for.
It's eggplant piccata with extra amounts of piccata. Oh, those are radishes. Try one, try one. Oh, but careful. Radishes are a little speziato. That means spicy.
Radishes were spicy. But spicy might be good in a drink.
I know. Help yourself, Georgie. Just the radishes? Bye-bye.
George hoped that one radish would do the trick. George had done it. His juice was just as good as Juicy J's. Better even.
George! Oh, no. Oh, have you been making juice? Oh my goodness, this juice is amazing! Yeah!
George thought his juice was so delicious, he decided to give it away at the next farmer's market.
Get your George juice. It's made with apples for strong bones, cabbage for vitamin C, and a bunch of other healthy stuff.
Oh, thanks. Oh, this is fantastic. Can I get the recipe?
Sure. George started with your juice, but added a few new ingredients.
A radish? Oh, that is brilliant! A revolution in juice making! To George and his delicious George juice!
Benji and Willie were George's favorite mice in the entire world. And Bruno was the only gopher snake he knew personally. So when Mr. Zubel asked him to pet sit for a day, George was thrilled.
Now, Bruno has already eaten an egg, so he won't be hungry anymore today. Don't feed him. The mice must be fed, but I'm out of food. So I told the pet shop you'd be coming by to pick up mouse food.
George was determined to be the best pet sitter ever.
George, I have to go talk to the park director about Heritage Week. Will you be okay by yourself? Be a good little monkey pet sitter.
Of course they weren't happy. They were hungry. Time to get food. When he went to make sure Bruno liked his new spot by the window, he noticed Bruno had changed. What happened to him? Snake, when Bruno saw that warm sun, he wanted to be in it. The sun was warm, but city life was too noisy for a snake. He wanted to find somewhere quiet.
Came back for this? Ah, I see Bruno shed his skin. Mr. Zubel was waiting for it. As a snake grows up, it wriggles out of its old skin. Did you think this was Bruno? I'll bet Bruno is under his rock. That's where he always goes after he sheds.
George was relieved to hear Bruno would be safe in his animal habitat. Until he remembered he left the habitat open. Bruno must have crawled out. The mice thought the big smiling monkey had come to set them free. The sun was gone. Now it was too noisy and too cold. After life in a habitat, Benji and Willie wanted to explore. And they discovered a new world. Bruno got out of the apartment. Being near a snake makes any mouse nervous. But Bruno wasn't interested in mice. His stomach was full, and he just wanted to find a comfortable place to relax. Soft soil is always inviting to a gopher snake.
Why, thank you, George. How nice.
Bruno thought the mice might know the way home, so he hurried to follow them. The mice had never seen a furry, plump snake with feet before, and this was the first time Hundley had ever seen mice in his building. Hundley didn't realize he'd run outside until it was too late to get back in.
Hi, George.
I hope Bruno, Benji, and Willie didn't give you any trouble.
Why is Hundley in our sink?
Well, almost everyone. Hundley planned to stay put until he recovered from his adventure.
Lemonade! Get your free lemonade! Hey, George. You know why they call me the Lemonade King? Free samples. Once people try this stuff, they're hooked. They can't get enough. And they bring back their friends.
This is the best ever. I'll take 2, please.
Wow, sure.
That gave George an idea. If people got free samples of the man's book, maybe they'd give some to their friends, too. That'd be a great way to spread the bird word.
Ooh. The man's warbler book? With each lemonade, you're going to give a free book? In business, we call that a 2-for-1. Can't miss.
But not everyone who wanted lemonade wanted a book. Either it didn't fit on a bicycle, or it was too yellow, or they didn't know how to read.
Looks like you need to reach more people. You should advertise. That's the idea. You just need to put the sign where a lot of people can see it. Bingo! George, how about you paint and I'll supervise from here, okay? Don't forget the picture.
When George got close to the billboard, he could see things he couldn't see from far away, like the fact that the billboard wasn't just one big sheet of paper, but 6 sheets glued together. This time, George was sure he'd get it right.
What? George, come down here quick! Look! You're painting the rectangles out of order. Let's put the pictures back in order. Okay, that looks good. But how do we keep them in order when you're up there?
George remembered that numbers were a good way to keep track of things.
You're numbering them? Good idea.
To keep everything straight, George numbered the rectangles on the billboard in the same order.
Looking good, George! Boy, talk about a slow news day.
Hey, there's a monkey painting a billboard.
I wish. There's a monkey painting the billboard! Pull over! Are we rolling? This is a special report. Today, live. 1 monkey, 1 billboard, 1 story you'll never forget.
Mr. Libro, won't you please reconsider? My book is very important.
Yeah, but is it funny?
Well, no.
See, that's a problem, 'cause I like funny. Hey, what's everybody staring at?
Is that a monkey?
What's he doing?
Oh, no.
I know that billboard.
What?
Look at that! A monkey painting a goofy guy with a bird on his... Wait a minute. You're the guy.
Yep, it's me and my monkey.
Brilliant advertising campaign. If your book is half as brilliant as that billboard, then I'm sold. I've never seen anything like it. This book is selling like hotcakes.
Well, George deserves the credit for that.
It made me laugh. It made me cry. It made me want to donate half the proceeds to the Warbler Foundation.
And there you have it. One book, one monkey, one recipe for sales success. Reporting live from Lotso Libros.
Don't forget, save the warbler.
And try Steve's lemonade.
George thought it would be fun to sit inside a cozy house and watch a storm with the man and Yorbo.
George, you can't go outside when there's thunder and lightning. Oh, Yorbo is out there. Don't worry. He'll get wet, but we'll clean and dry him before he has time to rust. As soon as the storm quiets down, we'll go get him. Hey, how about a game of tic-tac-toe?
George usually really enjoyed tic-tac-toe, but this time he couldn't get his mind off Yorbo.
Wow, the storm really did a number on the beach. Don't worry, George. Yorbo's a tough little robot. We'll find him.
But Yorbo wasn't under that seaweed. Or any of the seaweed.
Okay, so we've searched on top of the sand and under the seaweed, which means Yorbo must be buried in the sand. Robot.
Oh, wow! I found gold! Wow, or a CD player!
Hey, that's mine. I forgot all about it.
Oh, wow. Wasn't that a great storm? I always find such great stuff after a storm, you know? Nifty, huh? It's a metal detector. It helps you find buried metal. Now, the louder it beeps, the closer you're getting to metal. Now, when it beeps like crazy, bingo!
Using the detector, George found lots of metal things.
Oh, the batteries are dead. I'll have to recharge them, but I'll bring this back tomorrow in case you're still looking. Bye now!
Thank you. Well, George can't find his robot. It's buried in the sand.
Is it made of metal? You could try using a metal detector.
We borrowed one, but it ran out of batteries.
Well, metal detectors are easy to make. Sure. First, grab the portable radio from the shelf.
Okay. AM/FM radio, check.
Next, find the calculator, bottom drawer on the desk. Then get some tape, a top drawer on the desk. Now, take the radio and switch it to AM.
Okay.
Then turn the knob all the way to the highest radio station number, but make sure you get static and not an actual station. Turn up the volume, then turn on the calculator and tape it to the radio.
Fantastic.
You see, the radio and calculator act as a magnet. When it finds things that would stick to a magnet, the radio beeps.
George was confused. He had already searched half the beach. But which half? If only the beach were smaller. Then George remembered tic-tac-toe. He could break up the beach into smaller sections, like a tic-tac-toe board. If George could mark off the squares he searched, then he'd know where he'd looked and where he needed to look.
Hi, George. You want to make a grid to help you keep track of your search? Oh, great idea, George. All set. Let me know if you need anything. No luck, huh?
Yorbo had to be in this last square. He had to.
Way to go, George! You found him!
Yorbo is great, yes?
Have fun! Well, I guess this means I can get back to the thrilling conclusion of my book. Oh well. Wait for me! Oh, it's from my mother. Happy birthday, love, Mom. I'm late for my appointment. Hold on to this for me, will you, George? I'll be back at 7, and then we'll celebrate. Bye, George.
You want to have a party? A surprise party? Even better. All you need is A, an apartment, B, your buddies, C, a cake, and D, decorations.
A, B, C, D. That didn't sound hard at all. The man with the yellow hat would be back at 7. George had only 4 hours to get the party ready. And the man's buddies were listed in this book.
Since you invited me to your party, I'm gonna give you my special all-fruit frozen cake on the house. Just pick a size, Giorgio.
A big party needed a big cake.
The big one. Surprise.
Looks like quite a celebration. Is it a birthday? Yeah. Say, I could blow that up for you. It'd make a great decoration.
Hiya, George. Everyone's coming. I just had to say yellow hat, and they all said yes.
George had picked too wide of a cake. It wouldn't fit in the freezer. Luckily, it was cold out on the balcony. That took care of C, cake. George had also picked too big of a poster and a too small ladder. Everything was the wrong size. George had gotten his wish. His apartment was the perfect size for a monkey. Now, he just needed the cake and decorations. The cake was in the freezer, the poster was on the wall, and the star was no trouble at all. George was ready for his guests.
Hello, Giorgio.
But not ready for their size.
I hope we're not too early.
Hey, he's coming!
George is right. We have to hide. Okay. It's too small. Where's that plant I can hide?
Hi, everybody. A party? For me? Oh, gee, thanks.
Sorry.
Oh, me too.
How about some music?
A George-sized apartment was fine for little monkeys, but not at all good for people-sized people. This was more like it. Everything was the size it should be. Except maybe the cake. 6 o'clock. Only an hour left. And George had to start over. George wanted to get the sizes right, so he decided to measure everything first. This time, George ordered the right-sized cake. And poster. And chose a better ladder.
George, are you home? What is this? To celebrate my birthday? Oh, wow. All my friends and my plumber, my dentist, my barber?
They were in your address book. George put everything together.
He did? Oh, thank you, George.
Maybe it wasn't so bad being a little monkey in a big world after all. And there was one thing his arms were always the right size for.